Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the women's story bout between Piera Rodriguez versus Gillian Robertson, or is it Gillian Robertson versus Piera Rodriguez? Either way, it is what it is. They both fighting each other. She could be on top, she could be on bottom, she could be side, she could be diagonal. They fighting each other. They're not fighting no one else. They fighting each other unless somebody pull out and all of a sudden nobody fighting nobody or somebody fights someone else. But right now, they schedule ain't likely changing. Rodriguez versus Robertson, going Rodriguez, and I'm going average confidence. I think where my confidence comes from, it's not high confidence, but why I'm more so leaning Piera Rodriguez and why it could easily you could go Gillian Robertson here. She looks pretty good. She looks this and that, but it's historics. Gillian Robertson has lost pretty much anytime she's fought another grappler. Like I said, pretty much anytime she fought another grappler, like pretty much all the times. A bigger, better, well, not better grappler, but a bigger fighter that has grappling, whether it be better or equal or less. I probably in this case probably less, but she is a bigger grappler, the bigger fighter. And again, a grappler. Like, success against grapplers in general, Robertson isn't that well at. And then we add in bigger grappler. You know, Robertson returning to 115 now, probably with better nutrition and all that stuff, maybe more confidence. Yeah, I just don't like her against grapplers. Like, she has not shown me the best. And then when you fight, decent wrestler grapplers, I just feel like she has lost every single. She has lost every single fight, and most of them by decision. So I'm going Rodriguez by decision to beat Robertson here, or yeah, Robertson. Neither of them are particularly great strikers, but I feel like um Rodriguez has more steam on her punches. I think somebody, let me throw a little shout out there. Blood Money Best, pretty solid dude. Follow him on Twitter, and like he don't know who I am. I don't know. I don't think he know who I am, but he did follow me back on Twitter and stuff. But it's just a little shout out, even though I'm picking against his pick here, because he said his thing on Twitter. He said Robertson or Rodriguez. He feel like Rodriguez is the better, not Rodriguez. He feel like Robertson's the better grappler. She's dropping down 115. She'll be bigger and such. And Robertson has poor. Not Robertson. Rodriguez has questionable takedown. I feel like he feels like Robertson should be to get takedown on her because her takedown fist isn't that well on Rodriguez's side, and she better dominate the fight, I guess, into a decision, basically. But when you look at the stats and when you look at the fights, it's actually um actually it's in the fight, the stats in the fight, it's actually Robertson who has the worst takedown defense. She had like a 23% takedown defense ratio, which is horrendous. And yeah, like you see this fight like Santos and the other fight Maverick and these fights, you see her just getting dominated or kind of struggling in those fights and losing in those fights against grapplers or other grapplers or people that at least have some solid grappling in the game. And Rodriguez on the side, she's still a very fresh face in the UFC. I think she's like 2-0 in the UFC. And she had like one fight where she still out grappled her opponent. It was 3-2, 3 takedowns to 2, and she had like 4 minutes of control time in that last round. So a little early, rough first round, a little bit in the grab department. But once she got her groove on, like she didn't really have no issues in the grappling department or defending takedowns after that point. Whereas we've seen Gillian Robertson struggle with takedown defense in lots of her fights and through all rounds in her fights. And on Rodriguez's side, she has got at least like 2, 3 takedowns in every single fight. So that's not a good sign for her. So she's getting takedowns. She only had one fight where she was actually taken down in her so far career in the UFC and Contender Series. So I'm trusting her to be able to strike out work Robertson. I'm trusting her to get the takedowns more, win the top position battle, defeat. Let's be honest, Robertson has never shown me anything at all on the feet that I feel like on the feet that she's been a risk. And look at her wins. All her wins have come against people who have terrible grappling. Like even Agapova, she was having struggling with Agapova, who has terrible grappling. And then she had a Hail Mary get a sub in the later second round after getting mixed up in the first. So yeah, I'm trusting Rodriguez to get the takedowns more in this one, win the top position battle, win the takedown battle, and to be able to land the heavier shots and be the more consistent fighter here. And just continue that trend of Robertson losing against, grapplers roughly around her skill level and maybe a little bit bigger than her already in, roughly around her skill level. And it's probably a little bit more of a threat, a little bit this, a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. And I think Rodriguez falls within that category. So in this one, I had Piera Rodriguez via decision.